Hello everyone, it's me Saif and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm gonna solve a simple problem, but that requires the concept of function, loop, and also some kind of conditions. So let's get started. The problem we're trying to solve is that write a function that takes a list of integers and returns the sum of all even numbers in the list. So previously we have also learned how can we find the summations by using a loop. However, here it is asking to return the sum of even number only. Okay, so you need to create an integer that contain both odd and even number. So let me show you how you can do that. So at first, always it starts with the short form of definitions, def, then define a function name. Make sure you don't define or don't call any built-in function name. Okay, cool. Let's say the function name is even sum. And then let's define a parameter. We might need more than one parameter, but let's stick with one parameter at this moment. Let's say that is numbers. Okay, we should be able to understand here. We only need actually one parameter because it says your input is a list of integers. So a list can only be defined with one parameter or one variable. Okay, cool. So after that, click the enter. And here we should assign a initializing variable for a summation. And summation should start with 0 so that we can add with 0 as many number as we want. So it's like starting with an empty variable here for the summations. Okay, cool. After that, let's define our looping variable. Let's consider for loop. Let's say we have n is our loop and in. Okay, now we should not define any sequence. We need to check all the number. So how many numbers we have, that's what our iterating numbers. So n should be like the numbers. So it will follow whatever number of in the list we have or we created later on. Okay, cool. Now let me assign some condition inside this loop. Why I'm gonna do that? Okay, before that, let me just write down the formula for summation. That is sum is equal to sum plus n. If you forget why I wrote the formula like this, I'll get back to you on this later on. But before that, when this summation will work, only when our number is even. So if I %2 double equals 0, that means it will check all the iterating variable, all the iterating number we have, and every single time it will check whether that number is divided by 2 or not. So % means the remainder has to be equal to 0 here, as I mentioned, double equals 0. Okay, so after checking this condition, whenever we have some even number, it will follow this formula. Now here, guys, you need to make sure one thing. Sum is equal to sum plus n is now inside the if condition. So you should give away at least one space. Let's consider 4 space by default. Now finally, what do we want? We want to return our sum output. Now return should be on the for loop, right? You should not assign it inside the if or loop. So let me give it like this: return sum. Okay, now let me hit the run button. Finger crossed. I hope that I'm not getting an error. Okay, cool, I'm not getting any error. Now let me call the function name, which is even sum. Inside that we have the variable or parameter, which is the numbers, and that should be like a list of integer. So let's say that is 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now what happened whenever I'm running this, it will follow the loop for 6 times, and every single time it will check. For example, at first loop the number is 1, so it will check whether that is divided by 2 or not. If it's not divided by 2, it will skip it. Then it will follow the second step while our iterating variable is the iterating variable n is equal to 2, or here it will see that whether it's divided by 2 or not. If it is divisible by 2, then it will take the number and it will follow this equation, sum plus n. So sum is equal to like 0 and n will be 2 at the second step. Okay, then the fourth step, sum will be like 2 and n will be like 4. So 2 plus 4, 6. Then at the fifth step, it will skip again. At the sixth step, it will add 6 again with our previous result, 6. So final result should be is equal to 12 if I have not done any mistakes. Okay, that means I'm getting some error. Okay, name I is not defined. So here I suddenly give away I, because usually for loop I use I, but here we have used n. So you need to make sure that you also define that with n here. Okay, now let me hit the run button here. And let me hit the run button here again. And here I got the output. Great. So that's how you can solve a problem, guys. In the next few videos, I'll try to solve a few other problems as well. Some of the problems, might be more complex than this problem. So before I finish the video, if you have not subscribed my YouTube channel yet, you can subscribe always. See you. Thank you very much.